What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Talking Pigskin Week 11 edition. Unfortunately, last week my great winning streak came to an end. I ended up with a 2-3 record for Week 10. Unfortunately, did not see that Jets beatdown coming from a mile away. I thought they would be able to handle Matt Barkley easily, especially when you know that he wasn't even looking to play for a team a couple of weeks prior to starting last Sunday, and for him to just come on the field and have 20 plays in hand and just completely shred the Jets defense was something that even as a Jet fan I couldn't have predicted. But of course, with a young team, you're gonna have your ups and downs. But I think we have had hit a new low with this coach. I think Todd Bowles is a dead man walking. I don't think he's gonna survive this season. Back-to-back 5-11s. I understand this year was just about the progression of the team, and the team has regressed since week one. So I'm not sure why, or actually, no, I do know because there's no one else to replace him. If you fire him mid-season, that's why he's going to keep the job. But at the end of the year, I think he's gone. Hopefully, we can bring in our own version of Sean McVay and see how we handle Jared Goff. We can have someone for Sam Darnold to take this offense further. But other than that, no, it was a brutal loss, and there's no other words to describe it other than saying we just got our asses handed to us. So it is what it is. Yeah, 2-3. It is, it sucked, but I'm sure I'll bounce back. With that being said, let's jump into Week 11 picks. And the first game I have is Cowboys and Falcons. Now, the Cowboys shocked everyone last week when they went over to Philadelphia and took care of the Eagles. They definitely did not expect that. Dak Prescott and that offense is starting to come to life. Scott Linehan is finally starting to open up the playbook, use Zeke more, use Amari Cooper more on offense, and they should be okay. They should be a very good team on offense if they keep using Zeke at least 20 to 30 times a game. So hopefully he will get the memo. As far as Falcons offense, they're high flying. There's nothing to complain about them. It's that defense that keeps on putting them in bad situations, and that's why they have 5 losses now. Last week the offense wasn't as good against the Browns, but still the defense couldn't stop Baker Mayfield. I get it, it was a big spiel. Baker Mayfield woke up feeling dangerous. That was a huge deal, but I don't expect that happening anymore. So hopefully Falcons will turn it around, and I'm going to pick the Falcons at home to beat the Cowboys. Next game we have is the Houston Texans coming off a bye week, traveling to Washington to take on the Redskins. The both are 6-3. The Houston Texans started this season 0-3, and they have won 6 straight, which is very, very impressive. Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller, who's out now, DeAndre Hopkins, Lamar Miller, that offense is rolling. Hopefully they can keep it going at the nation's capital, but don't sleep on the Redskins. They're quietly a very good team. Alex Smith has been, always a great regular season quarterback. Always puts his team in the shape where they can easily win a game, and he has been doing it. And AP has found life again, which is great for him. Both defense will be tested in this game, but I think in a very, very, very close margin, the Redskins will pull it off and they'll win at home. Moving on, I have the 4 o'clock game, which is the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New Orleans Saints at the Dome. The Eagles, I thought bye week would help them, but clearly not. They ended up laying an egg against the Dallas Cowboys on national TV, which did not look good for most of that defensive side of the ball. I mean, Jim Schwartz usually has a good defensive plan every week, but I think against Dak Prescott, especially after the poor performance he gave on Monday night prior to that, thought the Eagles defense would be feasting on him. But clearly that wasn't the case. That was unfortunate. The Saints, I think they're the best team in the league right now outside of the Rams. It is unreal how good this offense is. Outside of Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Drew Brees is using anyone off the street and just tossing the ball all over the field. Now they added Brandon Marshall. It's only going to get lethal more here on out with whatever Marshall has left in him. So taking the Saints easily at home. Then we move on to the Sunday night game where the Vikings will travel to Chicago to take on the Bears. The Bears are 6-3. If you told me that before the season started, I would say hell no. But Matt Nagy and Mitch Trubisky has been doing things on the field that most of us are in awe of. The Bears defense has Khalil Mack, but they have dropped off a little bit since the first couple of weeks of the season. But that offense is really, really good. Of course, Matt Nagy comes off Andy Reid's coaching tree, and of course, offensive minded coach. And it goes to show you that Mitch Trubisky just needed someone to help him in offensively, not have a defensive coach like John Fox who's going to hold him back. So that was great on the Bears' part. As far as the Vikings coming off a bye, they're also starting to hit their stride. I think Kirk Cousins and rest of that offensive staff, they'll be ready to go. I think on a very close game, the Vikings will pull this off at the end. And the final game of the week, Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams hosting the Kansas City Chiefs, both 9-1. This is going to be a very good game to watch. It's going to be offensive explosion throughout the field. I don't know if any of the defenses can stop at all. I think this is going to come down to whoever has the ball last, because both defenses are going to get torched drive after drive. It's going to depend on Jared Goff or Patrick Mahomes to go on a game-winning 10-minute drive if possible, just to keep the other offense off the field. I don't see any crucial mistakes from either offenses, so I think especially moving the game from Azteca Stadium in Mexico City back to Los Angeles should help the Rams. But again, we've seen over time, home crowd isn't really there for Los Angeles this year, which is unfortunate. But I think the Chiefs will go into LA and upset. Believe the Rams are favorite. The Chiefs will win that game on Monday night. So I have, oh great, no Jet game. How awesome is that? Finally I can enjoy football without having to watch an abomination on TV. So we have the Saints, the Vikings, the Chiefs, and on the early game I have the Falcons, and one more game, I believe, and just quickly double check, it's the Redskins. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week for Week 12 picks for Thanksgiving.